Feel like at this day and age, sports, not just one particular sport, sports in general, players in particular, they have a different way now of voicing their frustrations with their contract situations. Now, remember when the Arizona Cardinals, Kyler Murray scrubbed his Instagram account of all Arizona Cardinals, everything, everything Arizona Cardinals that had to do with Kyler Murray. Apparently, it ended up having to do with the fact that he wanted a new contract with the Arizona Cardinals, and then later on down the road, he ended up having a conversation with the Cardinals, and now they're on good terms. So, a couple days ago, Deebo Samuel for the San Francisco 49ers did somewhat of the same thing, scrubbed his Instagram account of the 49ers. Personally, I think it's a little bit childish. Like, I guess that's just a way to get the team's attention on a national stage. People actually pay attention to stuff like that. I wouldn't pay it if people didn't make it such a big deal. I probably wouldn't even pay it that much mind. But Debo Samuel, he is currently in a contract year this year, along with other receivers. I know we ended up having the discussion about DK Metcalf a couple shows before about a possible trade. We're going to go ahead and play devil's advocate with the whole Debo Samuel situation. Now, this past year in 2021, Debo Samuel caught for over 1,000 yards, 1,405 yards with 77 catches, 6 receiving touchdowns, also rushed for 365 yards and 8 touchdowns, along with being had the second most yards after the catch in 2021. Now, with this whole Debo Samuel situation, as far as the contract is concerned, his ability as a player, because you really can't just keep him at the wide receiver position. You gotta like they move him around, they put him in the backfield, have it like man had eight touchdowns in total last year. 6 of those were receiving touchdowns. So like it's going to be interesting how they decide, excuse me, the 49ers decide if they're going to pay him, and if they do decide to pay him, what would the number actually be for a Debo Samuel? I'm thinking it would have to be somewhere around the 25 million and above annually to get you to the dance, get you in the front door. We talk about the guys that just previously just got paid just in the past 2 years. We talk about Stephon Diggs got paid this week, got a 4-year contract, 26 million per year. DeAndre Hopkins gets 27.3 per year. Devontae Adams just got paid 28 million per year. And then of course, Tyreek Hill for the Dolphins, 30 million per year. Again, I think he's got to get at least 25. I don't see him better than Stephon Diggs. I don't see him better than DeAndre Hopkins. Devontae Adams, don't see it. Tyreek Hill, don't see it. So I'm thinking it's got to be like 20, 25.7. Some some mean ratio, something like that. Now, it's interesting because of his importance at this point to the San Francisco 49ers, considering the fact like he was almost the key vocal point to the reason why they were so successful in 2021, considering the fact they had multiple injuries at the running back position. We don't know what they're going to do with Jimmy G in 2022. It's a possibility he may end up getting traded. It's a possibility he may getting cut. And Trey Lance may end up taking the keys to the castle, and he's going to need a Deebo Samuel to bail him out of some situations. But if they decide to trade him, clearly the asking price, again, it's got to be at least a first-round pick. That's what it was for Devontae Adams. That was just the first. That was just the start. You get at least a first-round pick. It's just the start. Tyreek Hill, same thing for the Dolphins. They gave up at least a first-round pick. So I'm thinking for Deebo Samuel, it would have to be at least a first-round pick. Now, looking at body of work, when it comes to a Deebo Samuel, the only thing that concerns me is his 2021 production is all career highs. The 2 years prior to that have been some very underwhelming seasons. So my honest opinion, eventually the Niners will pay him. They procrastinate with things like this due to history has shown. And they just want to see what Deebo could bring to the table in 2022. Can he replicate the season that he had in 2021?
Nah, for the bay. Nah, for the bay. Nah, we don't care what you said. Nah, for the bay. Nah, for the bay. Nah, for the bay. Nah, we ain't hearing what you said. Nah, for the bay. Fire!